So in this lecture we'll study about coordinate system. So why we study coordinate system is in electromagnetics we talk about something called as electromagnetic wave. Now you might have heard about this somewhere or the other. So what does an electromagnetic wave do? Basically it travels from one point to the other point. So when it travels, obviously it has a magnitude, and since it travels from one point to other point, it is obviously having a direction. And that is the reason we first started this course with a vectors topic. Now, if the now the wave can travel in any medium. It can travel in free space. So if it is traveling in free space, we can consider it is traveling inside a sphere. So, but we can consider it to be traveling along a cylindrical structure also. So depending on the structure, which coordinate system we use makes the task very simpler. So that is the reason we study coordinate system. So there are three types of coordinate systems: Cartesian, cylindrical, and spherical. So first we'll see about Cartesian coordinate system. So what are the coordinates here? X, Y, and Z. This is X. Okay. So again, we have no studied. We follow right-handed coordinate system. So if this is X, my curved fingers give direction from Y to Z. So this should be Y. This should be Z. So now, since this is a Cartesian coordinate system, let's assume a cube with its corner at the origin. Strictly speaking, it is very hard to explain this in a video lecture. It becomes very simple to explain in the class. But let's see how it pans out. I'll try my best. So this is a cube, and let's say I consider initially a point A, and it's having coordinates X, Y, and Z. Okay. So now I move to some other point B, which is X plus dx, Y plus dy, Z plus dz. What do this dx, dy, and dz indicate? That I am moving by a very small distance. It is called as infinitesimal distance. So now when I am moving from point A to B, what is happening? A vector is getting traced. What is the vector? AB vector, right? So we will not call this as AB vector for some reasons. We'll call this as a DL vector, length vector. So why DL? Because we are traveling by a very small distance, dx, dy, and dz. So the length encompassed by the vector will also be very small. So now what is this? It is nothing but AB vector, right? So it will be what? Small b vector minus a vector. So x plus dx minus x. So x will get cancelled. What will get? Therefore DL vector equal to dx vector. In which direction? Dx will be in x cap plus y plus dy minus y. So dy y cap, similarly we will get dz z cap. So this is dl vector. So now we have two more things. One is surface. So ds vector. Now if you observe, this is a cube. So it has three surfaces, right? So I will shade it one of the surface with brown pen. So this is one of the surface. What can be the other surface? This is first surface. This can be the second surface. And the top can be the third surface. So for every cube or every coordinate system will have three surfaces. So depending on the coordinates. So even if we consider cylindrical or spherical, we will have always three surfaces. So we will not have a single x vector. We will have three s vectors. So ds vector, ds vector, ds vector. So the next condition is how to distinguish them. So we distinguish them with the help of planes. So if you observe this surface plotted with brown plane, it is in which plane? It is in yz plane, right? It is along the plane of the paper. So plane of the paper is yz plane. Even though you see this x going like this, you are thinking in 3D. So this is coming out, that is towards you, towards the camera. So x is coming out. So yz is along the plane of the paper. So this surface is along the plane of the paper. So now by convention, the area vector is always perpendicular to the surface. What I said, area vector ds. Area vector is always perpendicular to surface. So what is this surface? YZ surface. So YZ surface means which plane? X plane. So we distinguish this as dsx. So it is coming in which direction? So area vector is what for this surface? Perpendicular to surface. So perpendicular to surface means coming out of the paper, that is towards the camera. So it is that vector x vector. So that's why ds x vector. And it is in which direction? Same direction, x, because it is coming out in x direction. So x direction. So what is the area? Area will be what? I draw the surface here. I have drawn the same surface here. So this is what? Y axis. This is z axis. And you are moving by a very small distance dy and dz along this axis. So what will be the area? I mean dy dz, right? So dsx x cap is dy dz. Similarly, we'll have dxy and dsz. So dsy means along y plane. So y plane is this plane. So we are considering which surface? I am marking with black plane now. So this surface y vector is the direction. So y. So essentially this variables come here. So y cap. So what is the sides? This side is what? Z. What is this side? X. So dx dz. So similarly, what will be this? Z cap. And if you observe, if we have y, this will be xz. So this will be dx dy. Then finally we have volume. So volume will be what? Nothing but volume of a cube. So dx dy dz for the small change that we have moved. So for any coordinate system, we always require these three things: dl vector, ds vector for three different directions, and dv. Remember, dv is a scalar, it is not a vector because it is a volume. And what else you have to remember? Area vector is always perpendicular to the surface. So this is for Cartesian coordinate system. So let's see for cylindrical now. So as we go from Cartesian to spherical, the geometry becomes complicated. It goes on becoming more complicated. So for cylindrical, we have rho, phi, z. Now some books, instead of using rho, might use r also. So it is just a matter of selection. So this will be rho. Sorry, I'll mark this as x, y, and z only for some reasons. And this is the origin, right? So cylindrical coordinate system means what? These three coordinates together produce a cylinder. So let's say x is coming towards you, that is towards the camera. So what is happening? Let's take a radius first, because the cylinder will always have a radius. What does cylindrical coordinate system means? It should trace a cylinder. These three coordinates should trace a cylinder. Okay. So let's say this is yz and x is coming out of the paper, that is towards the camera. Fine. So I take a radius. Let's say this sketch pen represents radius. So radius is how much? Rho. I move this radius. Now it is tracing some angle. So that angle is what? Phi. So if you observe, if I trace complete 360 degree, what will you get? You will get a circle. So I am tracing a circle. Now I just pop that circle up towards you. What will you get? You will get a cylinder. So rho is what unit? Meter. Phi is angle. So unit is degree or radians. Z is again meter. So this is how we form a cylinder. Okay. So this is rho, phi, z. So how we show pictorially? We have a distance rho at an angle phi. We have come like this. Then we move up by a distance z. So we get rho, phi, z. Okay. Now let me draw this again to find dl, ds and dv for cylindrical coordinate system. So this is x, y, z. So let's take, I take a cone, some part of the cylinder I am taking. Okay. So what is rho here? This is rho and this is phi, right? So now let's say I move a very small distance along this radius. So this will be what? D rho. So this will become like this, right? And I have moved from this first initial point a very small angle d phi, right? So what will this be? It is an arc, right? So from basic mathematics, you know arc will be length into angle. So length is rho plus d rho into d phi. But d rho is very small. So with compared to rho, we can neglect d rho. So this will become what? Rho d phi. Something like this formula: s equal to r theta. Length of the arc is s. So it is radius into theta. That's what we are using. Rho is radius here, remember. So as I told, some books might call this as r also. It's one and the same thing. So this is what rho theta, right? Similarly, we can move this by a distance z, then by a very small distance dz. So this way we get rho d rho. Sorry, this way we get d rho, d phi, and dz. So let's try to find dl vector. So dl vector will be what? It will be in direction rho cap plus phi cap plus z cap. So if you observe what is happening, rho plus d rho, we were initially in rho, then we increased a small distance d rho. So rho plus d rho. What was the original distance? Rho. So rho plus d rho minus rho. So again what we are getting? D rho only. Fine. But in phi cap, what we are getting? We are getting rho d phi. So what we mean is rho cap में क्या हो रहा है? So what is happening in rho cap? In rho cap we are getting a variation of d rho. The variations we have to write in phi cap direction. Phi cap means we are moving along xy plane. This arrow indicates like this. It is moving along xy plane. So what is changing in xy plane? Rho d phi. So here we will get rho d phi. Similarly, if you imagine in z cap, we are moving upwards. What will it be? Z plus dz minus z, as we did in cylindrical coordinate system. So this will be dz. So rho cap d rho plus phi cap rho d phi plus z cap dz. So next what we have to find? ds vector for rho, ds vector for what is it? Phi, and ds vector for z. So we have already seen these vectors remain same as these variables. So rho cap. So in the rho cap direction, so again we saw area vector is perpendicular to the surface. So z cap is perpendicular to this cylinder. So you have to see the cylinder from the curved side, from the front side and curved side. So if I draw it, it will look somewhat like this from the front. This indicates rho cap direction coming out of the paper, that is coming towards you or towards the camera. So what is this? This is curved thing. So we already know curved thing is what? Rho d phi. And this is what along z axis. You imagine it is coming out. So this is what dz. Variation is only dz. So what is the area? Area of a area will be what? Rho d phi dz. So this is rho d phi dz. Similarly for phi cap. How is phi cap going? Right, like this. So perpendicular is what? This plane. That is this upwards. So you have to see from this side. As I told, it is hard to explain in a video, but in the class it becomes quite simple. So draw this. It is coming like this towards you, but you have to see from this side. Okay, and this direction is what? Phi cap, right? So I will try to draw that here. So what will this be? dz, right? And what will this be? D rho, because this is this distance only. This is rho, so this has to be rho, and upwards it will be dz. So d rho dz, and this direction is phi cap. So phi cap, for phi cap will have d rho dz, right? For ds vector z cap. So where is z cap? Okay, I have not drawn z cap. So z cap is upward direction, right? So for this only, for this cone only I can draw. This cone I'll draw it here. This is z cap. So what is this? D rho. What is this? Rho d phi. So rho d phi. If you have not understood, please rewind the video and see. This is the most important foundation lecture, not only for electromagnetics, but your further 3 subjects also, which you will study in next semester and final year. So this is the basic subject for all those 4 courses: microwave engineering, RF design, and antennas. So make sure you understand this, because you will be using vectors everywhere. So next, finally, what is remaining? dV. So dV will be just all the changes in the variables. So rho d rho d phi dz. So if you observe how I wrote this, it is nothing but, sorry, this is not a vector, dx dy dz. That is, we just took the coefficients of dl vector for dv. Similarly, I took the coefficients of dl vector for cylindrical coordinate system and rho. So d rho, so d rho is here, rho d phi and dz. So this is the way we can write dv. So next, finally, what is it? Yeah, spherical coordinate system. So what should it essentially make? It should make a sphere. So here we use r theta phi. This is the reason I don't use r here, to distinguish between cylinder and sphere. It does not make much of difference now. It's just a matter of selection. If you want, you can go with r. So now how to make a sphere? Let's see with this coordinate system. So x, y, z. So let's say along the z axis I have a radius r. So I move like this. So this r I have tilted over here. So this is what r. So I have moved some angle. So this angle is theta. Then I drop it on the xy plane because this is in air. So what I mean to say is this is z axis. So along the z axis I have a radius. So I have tilted it. So what you see, we are tracing an angle. This angle is theta and this red sketch pen indicates r, right? But where is this? This is in not a single plane. This is at an angle. So to make life simple, we drop it on a plane. So how we drop it on a plane? So I can't make this stand, so I'll keep it like this. So we drop it on a plane like this. Fine. So what you observe, this distance will obviously be smaller when it drops down, because we are not taking this sketch pen down. We are taking this alignment, this point only down. Since you take this point down, you are not going like this. So it will be smaller distance. So it will be this distance. So what will this distance be? Can you tell me? And if you observe, this is at another angle. This is phi. So this is how we get r theta phi. So you might say, how sir, how does this make a sphere? So let's see. So this is my r. This is my radius r. I take it, for example, theta equal to 90 degrees. So I go 180 degree. So I go exactly opposite, 180 degree phase shift. So what I have traced along? I have traced a semicircle. Just imagine. So I have traced this semicircle. Now imagine I move it by an angle 360 degree. What you trace? You will trace a sphere. You just have to imagine. This subject is nothing but about imagination. If you can't imagine, you will not understand this subject. So make sure you imagine in the way I have told. So same way we have shown this pictorially here. So now I want to find this distance, because I have to find again dl vector, ds vector and dv. So how to find this distance? So this is r, right? And this is theta. So this is opposite angle. So this is also theta. So since this is theta and we have to find this, right? And this is perpendicular. So this angle is, so r is the hypotenuse and this is what? Opposite. Now what is sine theta? Opposite side upon hypotenuse. What is cos theta? Adjacent side upon hypotenuse. So since this is opposite, so what will you get? Opposite side equal to sine theta into hypotenuse. So r sine theta. If this was adjacent side, this would have been what? R cos theta. This is the simple way, remember. If it is the opposite side, take sine theta into hypotenuse. If it is adjacent side, take hypotenuse into cos theta. Okay. So let's try to find dl vector. So dl vector again will be r cap plus theta cap plus phi cap. Okay. So dl vector, what is changing in r? So if you observe, this is r. If I take a small distance, this will be dr. So nothing is changing in the direction of r except dr. So r cap dr only. Then theta cap. What is changing in theta cap? If I take a small distance, if I go like this, it will make a cone. So this will be what? D theta. So this will become what? Length of arc r d theta. So what is changing? Like rho d phi, we are getting r d theta. This is theta. So what is changing for this? Again, I'll make a cone. Let's use a different pen. So this is changing. So r sine theta into small change. This is d phi. So r sine theta d phi. So what you are getting? R sine theta d phi is the variation in phi cap, right? So you have observed this has become complicated. So ds vector will also be complicated for r theta and phi. But if you have understood and observed this, what is happening for ds? X, y, z, that is the vector. So this will also be the vector here. We saw in cylindrical also, right? And what happens for x cap? You are having dy dz. So for x cap, from dl vector, remove this, take the coefficients dy dz like this. Then for y cap, remove y cap, take the coefficients of x and z, dx dz. Same happens for this. So ds rho. So rho cap remove, take rho d phi dz, rho d phi dz. Let's take for z cap remove rho d phi d rho, rho d phi d rho. Right? So same way we can do. So we don't have to think much. So r cap will remove r d theta into r sin theta d phi. So r square sin theta d phi. Then theta cap, what will it be? R sin theta dr d theta. Then phi cap, it will be r dr d theta. Then finally dv will be what? Multiplication of all these three without the vectors. So r square sin theta dr d theta d phi. Okay. Have I made a mistake here? R cap, right? I missed d theta. So d theta d phi. R square sin theta d theta d phi. Okay. So this is the way we study coordinate systems. So we'll use this coordinate system obviously in this course as well as the further courses in your next semester and final year. So again, this is a very important lecture. Make sure you understand it.